My cat, he has a big cat bed because he's huge, but he will curl up and he'll only take up half the bed. And that's like really small for him. But then you feel his stomach and it's sweaty. And you thinking, Mr. Marty, you don't have to do this. You have a big cat bed. You can stretch out. But he really likes to be out. Tiny.
So are you able to hold Mr. Marty?
Yeah, he's actually very, very light. He's like...
He's probably around
10
pounds, 9 to 10 pounds.
And he doesn't mind being held at all?
No, actually he really likes it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And what's fun is Jasmine will be holding him and my sister will come up and hug the two of them, so you have like a kitty sandwich.
And he'll be like this.
Yeah, with his head looking out from between them. It's very cute.
Hi, Fiona.
So, and Fiona is an amazing, to me, an amazing lap cat. I mean, I will be doing something and suddenly I'll look down and she's in my lap, perfectly happy.
That's super.
Yeah, I love having cats on my lap.
Oh, hi.
Not on the computer though. Sometimes they'll rest there. I'm sitting on the computer. She'll sit on my lap and then rest her chin on the keyboard support and hit the space bar. So whatever I'm doing will suddenly change.
Oh, you know what Maddie likes to do? He likes to scratch his head against the laptop, the top of it. So he'll be marking it all the time with his forehead. And I don't know what that is. Every time I bring out my laptop, he just gets the urge to do that, or just sit on the keyboard. And there'll be this huge sound, deep, 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 and I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing?
As he's written a kitty opus. Yeah.
My cat, he will, we have, like, I'll have a plastic bag on the floor from Stop and Shop or something, and he'll walk over and start going, ow, ow. He likes the coating, and then he'll, like, chew on it, and then he'll go away, and then he'll go to somewhere else. But he likes this weird coating on it, and he'll just chew on it.
Yeah. You do have to be careful with plastic bags. They're coated, some of them with some sort of, I've heard, like a fat that that will attract cats. One of my cats actually likes packing tape. So when I get packages, if the tape is sticking out and she can get to the box, she'll chew on that. Yeah, so who knows? Who knows what they like? I could see where, if they when they used to use fish glue, where it would be, but now, I mean, it's you know.
Maybe it's fish glue in
No,
disguise.
It's like those big Scotch tape things. She doesn't like the paper ones.
When I had Mr. Marty, I always thought those little hairs right here are just random hairs. And then I said, what are those hairs? And my mom's like, they're eyebrows. I'm like, they have eyebrows? I never knew that.
Oh, why not? They have whiskers. So
yeah.
they can
Well,
have eyebrows.
again, they need to be able to get the top of their head through stuff, and since their whiskers, you know, are the size that they are, they need to have some on top too.
I thought those were just random hairs.
So, do you take Fiona to a groomer often? That's one thing I was wondering.
No, I clip her nails, I clean her ears, I brush her. I should have brushed her before I came here, but we were tied up yesterday, so. And I brush them occasionally, especially in summer when they're shedding so much. When I used to show cats, I would actually give the cats a bath before a cat show, but they don't really appreciate that. They get nervous. I know when I was doing cat shows, every once in a while you'd hear this call, cat loose, because somebody's cat had escaped, gotten nervous, overreacted, and gotten loose. So that meant that you had to close all the doors, and everybody had to stand still until they recovered the cat.
So, did Fiona ever compete in any of these cat shows?
No, I haven't done a cat show in a long time. They're great fun, and it's a great way to find purebred or learn about cats. But there's also a lot of shelters that you know, are more than happy to talk to you about their cats and adopt them out, especially an older cat who is maybe a little less active, so is a little more affectionate, because younger cats are still learning and growing. So until they're at least maybe about 2 years old, they're almost more interested in their environment than in people. But like I've noticed that this year, Fiona's at least 3 or 4, and this year she's become much more affectionate. Haven't you, sweetie? Yeah.
So do you have any plans to enter Fiona in one of these cat shows down the road?
No. You know, there are organizations that advertise them around, but it's stressful on the cat, and unless they really like being shown, or you've got a purebred that you want to establish a reputation for it, I will not. I've given up on cat shows for now. And it's fun, you know, just to have them at home, make them run around and jump.
I would love to do a cat show with Mr. Marty, but he's a scaredy cat. For the first
Couple years.
7 years I was there with him, he would just I couldn't touch him. I really feel bad about that, but after we starved him, he noticed we were out there to hurt him. So now he's down, he's roasting his head.
Yeah, I think he feels better too now that he's getting more food. So it's important to monitor your cat's nutrition. In the winter, you especially want to make sure that your cats are getting enough calories, because with the cold, they need to burn more. If the cat goes out, you want to make sure it's getting enough food. And you want to be very careful about salting your walks and the anti-slip stuff that you use.
Because they might eat it.
They might eat it, or it gets on their paws and they lick it off, and that, of course, is not good for them. So it's better for cats to stay more indoors in the winter.
So what do you recommend to get these extra calories in the winter? What types of food?
Either the regular cat food with a little more, or like Jasmine mentioned that they're doing for Mr. Marty, mix in some kitten food, which has a higher fat content. Or if you're just doing dry, maybe supplement with some wet food.
So like just the regular Purina blend?
You can use...
That's what I feed, like indoor formula, because this one's an indoor.
Yes, yeah. And then a little extra. And make sure that they have a nice warm place, you know, or a protected little place that they can curl up. I also noticed I had left a shopping bag out, and I walked back into my kitchen, and my cats are on the bag because it gives them a little more insulation from the floor. So just anything you can do to make them feel warm and comfortable and happy. And
You know,
it's not too hard.
You know, I've noticed one thing. You know, when it gets hot, cats tend to get a little more thirsty. These days, Maddie has been drinking a lot of water because we have the heater on almost all day. Do you think that's normal for cats to want all that water?
You might need to check her for diabetes or hyperthyroidism when they start drinking a lot of water. But yes, in the winter when it's drier. And also their fur gets a little more static, which so you might want to also just try a dehumidifier. Not a dehumidifier, a humidifier. Okay, and you know, it's basically if you're comfortable, your cat will be comfortable.
Well, in the summer we don't have this problem because it's warmer and I give her plenty of cold water anyway.
Yeah, as long as there's enough out there for them to drink and it's going in and coming out, it should be fine. Yes?